Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the time we had police brutality in this country during the mass action, William Ruto was not in this country. That means his deputy, Gachagua, was the man in charge of the country. And indeed, before a day to mass action, we saw Gachagua sharing photos on his social media account, confirming that indeed he chaired one of the security meeting with the security chiefs ahead of the mass action. But then after that, we know what happened. Many people were injured. 11 people lost their life, including a police officer who lost his life on line of duty because as a result of being run off by his fellow police officers. So Raila and the Azimio la Umoja leaders, through his lawyer, they gathered enough evidence and they are presenting that evidence before the ICC court. They are seeking for investigation of the IG of police, Japhet Koome, and of course his prosecution at the Hague. So when Gachagua heard of this, he responded. And according to Gachagua, police officers acted professional. And because of that, he will be there to defend the police officers as far as their duty and what they did on that day is concerned. He is now supporting Koome and is coming to defend him. The question is Gachagua a lawyer? In case Koome will find with a case to answer, will Gachagua be in the court to defend Koome? For me, I see him playing politics with a serious matter. And this is what he said. Let me just quote him. They want to intimidate IG Koome. I want to ensure the IG continue doing your work. You are a very professional. All you did was protecting life and properties. Look at that. Had they not come out to street, there would have been no issue with the police and the and the demonstration. Let them keep their people at home. There will be no problem with the police. So the problem is people came to demonstrate, and that's why there was a problem. Today, Raila Odinga, while in the People's Baraza, he has responded to Rigathi Gachagua. According to Raila Odinga, it is not only Japhet Koome who is going to face the case at ICC. He has told Gachagua that tomorrow they are going also to present another case on Gachagua. So Gachagua is being taken to ICC because of the same case. And this is what Raila Odinga is saying. We are taking Rigathi Gachagua's name to ICC tomorrow. The reason was that Gachagua was saying he's defending IG Koome because of what he did. So Gachagua is going to be in the history of the books at ICC. He will be in the files. And if the investigation will be done, he found under about the case, then he will go. He's going to they will open a case for him, and he will be responding to that. So the question is, what kind of case will Gachagua be answering to? Before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, Gachagua is pretending like there's nothing bad happened in this country. And if really this is how he's behaving, then it confirms that we have a rogue deputy president in the office of the president as his deputy. Because deputy president is part of the presidency. The question people will be asking, Why is it that we only had massive destruction of property in this country when Gachagua was in charge? Because there is no way you will put William Ruto in this case. He was out of the country, and what does the Kenyan constitution say? When the president is out, then his deputy is in charge. That's why the president cannot be out of the country at the same time when his deputy is out. At least one must be in the country. So Gachagua was in the country. We never saw William Ruto chairing the security committee. It was Gachagua. Kome was there. These are the people who are in charge. So the question is, why did we lost 11 people in this country during the demonstrations? Were these people armed with cruel weapons? The answer is no. Were they fighting police officers? The answer is no. Even if they were fighting police officers, the work of police is to arrest. Why were they not arrested but shoot? And if you ask police officers the reason why they were shooting these people, the answer is so much awkward. They are saying that, for example, the issue of the student who was killed in Maseno University, the police were alleging that they had already used all the tear gas. So they had no option but to resort to live bullet. Look at that. So tell me, do these police officers have a case to answer or they don't have? They have a case to answer. We cannot lose 11 people and keep quiet. When a police officer died, Kome said that that police officer was killed by demonstrators who are throwing stone. And now, after the NTV investigation, it turned out that it was fellow police officers who killed him when their car ran over him. So they are shifting a blame to peaceful demonstrators who are not armed. It tells you how far police officer can go to lie. That means even the issue of demonstrators throwing stone was not there. Instead, we saw people who are organized and sponsored by the state, courtesy of Gachagua and Kome, who are destroying people's properties. That is what we witnessed. Because you would see those people who are with Raila Odinga, why were police officers focusing on tear gassing those people who are with Raila Odinga, but not focusing on those people who are destroying properties? When you are going to maduka, kwa supermarket and other areas, why were no police officers to respond to this? Instead, their focus was on Raila Odinga and those who were following the mass action. They have a case to answer. And who was giving this order? Gachagua seemingly was the one who was giving order to IG Kome, and Kome now was the man who was instructing officers to do what they did. So these two seemingly have a case to answer. Nani aliambia Gachagua share ile photo, ile picha alikuwa na share? Who told him to share the photo? We know police officers, their department is independent, but they are not acting independently. Again, if you listen to the speech from Gachagua, it confirms that he is part of this problem. He has a case to answer going by the words he has been uttering. Whatever he uttered confirms that he is part of the person who are giving instruction to police officers. For example, now he's saying that he's going to defend Kome. On which ground? Why can't he say that if Kome has been taken to court, then let the court do their work, investigate, and come out with the truth? So you don't want to allow the truth to come out. Because when someone is taken to court, I think court is the only place we have hope for justice, so that Kome will be served with justice in case he never gave such kind of instruction which led to losing of life. Then the court will acquit him. In case they will find him answerable, so he will stand to defend himself. I think Azimio is taking these people to court. The question is, why is Gachagua coming to defend someone who has been taken to court, when we know that it is only the court that can deliver justice? So it explained the reason why Gachagua is worried. So the response from Gachagua shows a man who is worried because he knew he's going to be the next person who will be taken to Hague. So Gachagua is going to go in our history books as a sitting deputy president who is being accused in the International Criminal Court. So hiyo kelele Gachagua alikuwa anapiga yote ilikuwa ya sasa ya kujipanga tu to defend himself. So now they will not. Raila is now coming for Gachagua and is taking him to Hague. Gachagua must prepare his lawyers, so he will have no time to defend Japhet Koome. Instead, he will need to have enough time to start preparing to defend himself through his lawyers. Because you cannot defend someone who has been taken to court. Let court do justice to everyone. Why was destruction of property at Northland? Who organized? Those are the questions they have to answer, because they will mention that in that case. It emerged clear that we had government vehicles which was ferrying goons sponsored by the state to go and invade the Kenyatta family Northland property. Goats were stolen, trees were cut down, properties were destroyed. Who was in this country? Gachagua. And up to now, he still stands with the fact that in as much people will demonstrate, this problem will continue. Just look at what Gachagua is saying. That if there is no demonstration, there is no problem. But if you come to demonstrate, you have a problem with the police. I mean, Kenya is a democratic country ruled by rule of law. Demonstration is part of our democracy. We have a right to picket. We have a right to demonstrate. Gachagua is sounding like a dictator. The problem is that he is serving in a democratic country where a dictator cannot thrive. So Gachagua's ego must be cut down through ICC. I don't know if this, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you.